is let's take these homes and invest in our legacy and do it in a way that attracts the next generation back here into Dharmaj. And Dharmaj is not just the homes, it's really the stories that it has to tell.
So the premises we see here is the Gram Panchayat of Dharmaj village, and it also received a shield in 1983 for the best panchayat in the taluka. People or migrants from Fiji and Uganda and Kenya, they took the leadership and established a 4,000-gallon water tank, and the engine house consists of 2 Ruston engines. Ruston is the company that produced the engines from London. So they established this for the entire village. Dharmaj village has 3 libraries. This one is the public library, then they have one specifically for females and one for males. This library consists of 12,000 plus books, and the library and the librarian are considered to be are awarded as best in the district. So Visama is a typical feature of an Indian village. It's a resting place. Earlier it was made for travelers, but now it is used as public square where people gather and socialize in morning and evening. Then we can see the clock tower. So the clock tower was built by Haribhai Nathabhai in memory of his father Nathabhai Desai Bhai in the year 1998, and he was also a migrant to Africa, and you can hear the chimes of the tower every hour because it's a striking tower. This temple is in the central location for the folklore, which revolves around the origin of the village as well as the naming of the village, how Dharmaj got its name. So khadkis like Thobandajni khadkis are still there in the village, and as you can see that these khadkis were built with a strong sense of usability and durability with times. Right now we can see that here the pivot of the door is being covered with stone till 1 foot so that it does not get affected during the times of water clogging. We see that in our own houses, whenever season changes, the hinges get corroded and are not working, but the doors here are so old that they still are working in working conditions. And these khadkis come under the responsibilities of the community living there. Earlier these khadkis used to be places for community living. So when we asked about people why do they renovate the khadkis, they said that they didn't realize that they would lose such an important part of history, and now they actually regret their decision. The architecture in the village is quite common, like this Mani Bhavan, traditional Gujarati house. So as we enter, we can see that there is an otla, which is a demarcation of the lane and the residence. Then we have doors. So the doors in the village have this special feature of a secondary door exit, which is for if the door is kept closed in the afternoons, we can always use the secondary exits for entering and using it as a keyhole. Another feature which is quite prominent in these houses is the chowk or the open space of courtyard, as you can say, which connects the exterior with the interior, and this is like a common space for activities such as washing clothes. And this particular house was built by Chota Bhai Magan Bhai, and the wood used in these houses were shipped from Africa since the owner was a forest official there. The house you see here belongs to Haribhai Nathabhai, who built the clock tower as we saw in this demo. So the one in green in wood was his earlier house, and this one is the recent one. So the house you see here was built in 1903 by Bhikhabhai Jaisibhai Patel, who was also a migrant to Africa, Zambia. Originally this house had 56 shades of colors. Each decorative element had its own specific color. We have Mangal Bhavan, which is not utilized and is in a dilapidated state. So this shows the two different viewpoints of heritage professionals, whether to keep the heritage as it is, although it is in a ruins form, or should we rehabilitate it to as per the present use. That depends upon the site and individual perspective. So the raised height of the stairs, as you can see, leading to the back door of the house is a phenomenon you will find throughout the village. And this is a result because of the slope of the road, which creates the undulation. So as we'll go ahead, we'll see that the entrance of the house will be at a ground level. So the ground level, coming to the plinth level, is being like adjacent to the slope. So the slope connects the ground level to the plinth level, and what we earlier saw was the back side of the residence, and this is the front side. This is because of the ease accessibility of the residence. So as you can see here, the intricate carving on the column capitals are another, and the doorways having the intricate carvings are a feature depicting mythological characters, is another architectural element prevalent throughout the village. Where some of these traditional houses have kept these features intact, whereas there are certain modern houses who have reconstructed their older residences. We see right now is the Aurobindo Bhavan, built in 1935. It's named after the freedom fighter Aurobindo Ghosh, and this practice is quite a trend in this village, where people name their residences on behalf of the freedom fighters. Also, you can see that many of the motifs used in the facade of the house also showcase the Swadeshi movement, where a lady spinning charkha is seen. The another striking feature of the residence is the turret clock present on the top of the residence. So the story goes this way, that this is the oldest clock of the village. So this residence is called the Mukhi's bungalow. Mukhi means the village head. So since Dharmaj came under the princely state of Baroda and had a hold of Maharaja Sayajirao Gaikwad, so it is believed that when Maharaja visited the village, he himself has stayed in this bungalow. You can see the carvings of the brackets consists of the mythological characters depiction. You'll find depiction of goddess Saraswati, Krishna, and many other Hindu gods and goddesses. Another striking feature is this element, which is called Makhara in mythology, in Hindu mythology. It consists of the leg of lion, body of a fish, ears of pig, and eyes of monkey. The 5 main khadkis being Vachli Khadki, Athamani Khadki, Kakani Khadki, Solidasni Khadki, and Kadujini Khadki. Among the 5, Vachli Khadki is the largest one, consisting of Dadano Chowk, Gopaljino Chowk, Moondasno Chowk, and Verai Kakano Chowk. And Athamani Khadki is the oldest amongst the 5 khadkis. The name Athamani and Vachli Khadki or Ugamni Khadki got its name from because Athamani Khadki is in west direction, which is the setting direction for sun, and Ugamni Khadki means the rising sun's direction. So because of the orientation, they got their name. Also, you can see the carved brackets in Vachli Khadki. Each bracket depicts different stories of Hindu mythology. The bracket, as you can see there, depicts the Nag Daman, showcasing Krishna killing the Kalya Nag and the serpent's wife pleading Krishna. The next bracket here shows Pandavas and Kauravas playing Amli Pipli, and you can see Bhim who is holding the tree trunk and shaking the trees. Then we can see the Kartikeya's Mayurasan depicted in this bracket, and then the last bracket depicts the Garudasan of Vishnu. There is another feature of this khadki, as you can see there is this element which is known as garaglis, and these were used for hand fans during those times since there was no electricity. People would sleep on those sides, and one could easily control the fans for them. So the original name for this residence entrance is Vishnu Bhavan, but the locals lovingly call it as Police Bhavans because of the decorative element of sequoias in the facade of the house. There are other decorative elements as well depicting the Hindu mythology, which is quite common in the village. This house is important because it's the house, the owner of this house, Mr. Apabhai Lalubhai Patel. He was the first migrant from the village to Fiji Island. The end of the walk, but we would and hope to enjoy this walk, but we would encourage you to trace your routes and come back to the village and look, because there are many interesting features which we could not include in the walk. And this walk was in Kala Choppa collaborated with Avicii Heritage Initiative named Tracing Routes 2020.
I think the Heritage Walk is a wonderful sort of path if it can be conducted on a regular basis, because there are some wonderful historical artifacts, if I can call them, buildings and things that have happened. Because, for example, in Dharmach, the tower was originally built by somebody who was an NRI. He supported the funding of that tower and continues to do that. So it brings out the history of the local architecture, the history of the local people, and so on and so forth.
This is just the beginning. Rhodesia House is the first example of where we want to take this. And I'm hoping that whoever's here will take a look and visit the art exhibit, the heritage exhibits, do the heritage tour around town.
Written in context to all the loose parts in this exhibition being written by me. So the narratives that we built allow her to communicate with people.
આ હેરિટેજ રિવાઇવલની જે આ રોડેશિયા હાઉસની અંદર કમાલ અહીં જોવામાં મળી છે એના માટે હું અહીંયા વિઝિટ કરવા માટે આવ્યો છું અને આ સુંદર રીતથી કલાકૃતિ બધી પાછી હતી તેવી અહીંયા રિસ્ટોર કરવામાં આવેલી છે.
જે અમૃતાબેને જે આ ઇનિશિયેટિવ લીધું છે જે આપણે હેરિટેજ માટે એ બહુ જ પ્રશંસનીય છે અને એને હું દરેકે દરેક જે આના માટે ઇન્સ્પાયર થાય ન્યૂ જનરેશન કે જેનું આ જૂની વસ્તુઓ જે છે જેને કેવી રીતે રિસ્ટોર કરવું અને આ બધું એના માટે નવી જનરેશનને બહુ જ એક લેસન મળ્યું છે કહેવાય.
My name is Trevor Singh and I ventured into Africa in 1994. I went there as a businesswoman and settled in South Africa, in Johannesburg. So though I was a businesswoman, my passion has always been art and obviously absorbing the local politics and the socio-economic backdrop of each country that I visited. So these are my artworks. They are actually my 14 years old artworks, not very recent ones. And these were my initial impressions of Africa.
India lives in the villages and the small towns. So I think the Alpita's example can become a national example for how to take it forward.
આ ધરોહર આપણો વારસો આપણે વારસામાં મળ્યું છે, આપણે એને જાળવીને આપણા બાળકો માટે આગળ આપવાનું છે. આ આપણો એકલાનું નથી, આવતી પેઢી માટેનું આપણે આપણા ગઈ પેઢી આપીને ગઈ છે, એટલે કે આપણી ફરજ બને છે.
On Dharmach Day, I think it's a wonderful invention. It's one of the few towns in the Charotar area that I believe today, this one is going, the year 2020 is going to be the 14th Dharmach Day.
I'd like to invite all of you to come and see Rhodesia House and what the possibility this town has. And I really want to invite you all to come and join me in this initiative to try and restore and reconnect the next generation to these incredible pieces of history, objects of history. These homes have incredible stories and I want to tell them through this initiative. So please join me and join the effort and I will help you get Dharmach back to its old glory.